In the heart of one of the most desolate deserts on Earth, a mysterious ancient city once thrived, its existence fueled by a remarkable water management system that defied the harsh landscape. Sarof, a bustling Persian port city, was built in an area where water was virtually non-existent, yet it flourished. How did they achieve this seemingly impossible feat? Archaeologists have uncovered a complex network of underground channels and ingenious methods that turned one of the driest places on Earth into an oasis of life and trade. What secrets did the ancient Persians harness to survive and prosper where no one should have been able to? The answer may rewrite everything we thought we knew about ancient desert civilizations. The mystery of Sarof. How could an ancient city, sitting in one of the world's driest and most unforgiving deserts, thrive for centuries? Sarof, once a vital Persian port city, might just hold the answer to one of the most perplexing mysteries of ancient history. Nestled on the rocky slopes above the Persian Gulf, Sarof was a bustling hub of trade that managed to feed its population, grow crops, and sustain an entire economy in a region where water was scarce and rainfall was erratic. So, what was their secret? How did they manage to secure a constant water supply in a place where no natural springs existed? For centuries, historians and archaeologists assumed that the rectangular holes on the mountainside above Sarof were nothing more than burial sites, graves left by the city's long-gone inhabitants. But this theory failed to explain why so many of these so-called graves were scattered across a barren mountain range with no apparent connection to a burial ground. There were no remains, no bones, just strange geometric shapes etched into the rock. As excavation teams dug deeper, something extraordinary was uncovered. The holes weren't graves at all, they were part of a far more sophisticated and ingenious water management system. Archaeologists soon realized that the holes were cleverly designed to catch and store the water from rare flash floods that swept down the mountainsides during the rainy season. These flash floods, while a nuisance to the average desert traveler, became a source of life for the people of Sarof. The holes acted as reservoirs, collecting as much water as possible before it was lost to erosion. Water that would have otherwise been swept away was trapped in these depressions, where it could be stored for later use. But that was just the beginning of Sarof's remarkable water system. The ingenuity of the people of Sarof didn't stop at creating these reservoirs. They took it a step further by using a sophisticated network of underground channels, known as qanats, to transport the water from these reservoirs down to the city. These qanats, underground aqueducts, were dug with incredible precision, extending for miles beneath the Earth's surface. This not only protected the precious water from evaporation under the scorching desert sun, but it also kept the water clean and fresh, suitable for drinking and agricultural use. The qanats became the lifeblood of the city, feeding everything from grain fields to date palms and olive groves. In a city located in an area with no natural fresh water sources, this ability to harvest and store water was nothing short of miraculous. The qanat system allowed the residents of Sarof to not only survive but thrive in an environment that would have otherwise rendered settlement impossible. It is believed that these water systems were built by generations of highly skilled engineers, who worked tirelessly to adapt and refine the design. The city itself was a marvel of engineering, with intricate structures and clever use of available resources to ensure the community had a steady supply of water. But how did Sarof become such an important port in the first place? Situated along an ancient trade route, Sarof was perfectly positioned to serve as a hub for merchants traveling from India, Africa, Southeast Asia, and even China. The city's strategic location, combined with its unique water supply, made it an ideal place for ships to stop and stock up on water before continuing their journey across the vast Arabian Sea. Trade in valuable goods like spices, textiles, and metals flourished in Sarof, and the city's wealth grew, creating a thriving economy despite its seemingly inhospitable environment. Sadly, Sarof's prosperity was short-lived. In 977 CE, a devastating earthquake struck, severely damaging the city's infrastructure and disrupting its water systems. As trade routes shifted and new ports rose to prominence, Sarof's importance waned. With the collapse of the city, the once pioneering water systems fell into disuse, and the knowledge of how to maintain them was lost. The people who once called Sarof home moved away, and the city was abandoned, leaving behind only the remains of its sophisticated water management system. Today, as researchers piece together the story of Sarof's rise and fall, the discovery of its water system challenges long-held beliefs about ancient desert civilizations. How did the Persians manage to create such an advanced system in an area where modern technology would struggle to do the same? And what happened to this incredible knowledge after the city's demise? The mystery of Sorof may still hold the key to unlocking lost technologies that could have far-reaching implications for our understanding of ancient engineering. Could Sorof's water management systems, designed over 1,000 years ago, provide insight into how we might address water scarcity in today's world? The water harvesting genius of Sorof. What if the key to understanding ancient water management was hidden in plain sight? As researchers dive deeper into the mysteries of Sorof, they are uncovering the sophisticated methods used to harvest and store water in one of the world's driest regions. Sorof's water system wasn't just a solution to an environmental challenge, it was a testament to human ingenuity. For the residents of Sorof, water wasn't just a resource, it was a currency. What made Sorof's water management so revolutionary, and how can it still influence us today? At the core of Sorof's water management system were the thousands of rectangular holes carved into the mountainside. These holes, once thought to be graves, were actually carefully designed to capture and store water from flash floods. The floods that periodically washed over the region could be destructive, but the people of Sorof had learned to harness this force of nature to their advantage. Rather than letting the water disappear into the desert sands, they trapped it in these depressions, allowing it to be stored for use throughout the dry months. The next step in the process was just as ingenious. Once the water was collected, it needed to be transported to where it was needed, namely, the city and its agricultural fields. This is where the Qanat system came in. These underground aqueducts, which ran for miles beneath the Earth's surface, were engineered to funnel water from the reservoirs down to the settlement below. This system not only preserved the water by protecting it from evaporation but also ensured that it could be safely transported without the risk of contamination. By building Qanats, the people of Sorof were able to create an irrigation system that supported agriculture in a region where crops would otherwise never have been able to grow. This allowed them to cultivate olives, dates, and other essential crops, ensuring the city's self-sufficiency. It's believed that the Qanat system was also responsible for sustaining the livestock that lived in Sorof, providing them with the water needed to thrive in a desert environment. But the ingenuity of Sorof's water systems didn't stop with the Qanats. Researchers have discovered that the water collected in the reservoirs was often used for more than just drinking and irrigation. It was also used for trade, a valuable commodity in a world where access to fresh water could mean the difference between life and death. Ships passing through the Persian Gulf relied on Sorof's plentiful water supply, making the port an essential stop on long trading routes. This trade in water made Sorof a wealthy and influential city, even as its neighbors struggled to survive in the harsh desert landscape. The water harvesting techniques used in Sorof were so advanced that they remain unmatched in the region to this day. The city's ability to store water underground kept it cool and protected from the harsh desert sun, a practice that modern-day engineers would be hard-pressed to replicate. While today's technology might be able to mimic some aspects of Sorof's system, the precision with which the Qanats were constructed and maintained remains an awe-inspiring feat.